You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. Two issues have shown up in my vegetable gardens, not so much in my flower gardens. Flowers are spectacular. My vegetable gardens, they're growing really fast. But my cucumbers, they're not setting as many fruits as I want. I've got some loofah gourds. They're not setting, they're not blooming. Come on, you can get your act together. Let's go. Tomatoes are forming pretty good, but I think the foliage is so massive. I don't know why they aren't loaded up with so many tomatoes. I don't know what to do with them all. So what am I doing? So the squash I had a small squash and it turned yellow, fell off. Come on, don't be doing that to me or I'll yank you out of the ground and replace you. But in the interim, let me try this. So the gardener in me said it needs some blossom set. So plants are growing so fast. They're focused on all of their energy is on new foliage, new growth, new runners, new vines, new, grow. They're feeding off all that manure I put in the ground back in spring, back in March. They're still feeding off of that. So at least once a week, I am spritzing the foliage, just the foliage, the leaves of my vegetable garden with tomato and pepper blossom set. Now, I'm doing just more than peppers and tomatoes. I know the label says tomatoes and peppers, but it absolutely works on squash. It really does work on cucumbers and my gourds. It's going to get them to blossom more. More flowers equals more pollinators, more bees. More flowers means more fruit means more. So I always do that. And I did pick my first tomato. Well, actually, I've had quite a few tomatoes, but I had my first tomato that came off the vine with a bit of spotting on it. It had a little tiny black spot on it. That is blossom end rot. So it's a calcium deficiency. So if you see any kind of blemish on your vegetables, that's good. That's a sign of they're talking to you. You just saw it. You read it. You kind of go, oh, you're struggling with calcium, are you? I can help you with that. And so we make a liquid calcium. It's called yield booster, like yield to the like safety officer. Yield booster. It's also a liquid. You also spritz the foliage. So I'll spritz the foliage with the blossom end rot. It's like a 32-ounce spritz bottle, like Windex bottle size. Spritz the foliage. I go out and it just makes them happy. It makes me feel like a gardener. And they will start producing more fruits. And then I would suggest, even if you haven't seen any blossom end rot or any kind of rotting, fruit damage, yellowing, black spots, anything on your fruit, that's a sign of calcium deficiencies. This is when they show up. And the reason it shows up now is you've been watering so much, so often that you're literally flooding you're changing the pH of your soil. So the water you're giving your plants is from the tap, either the city or a well, and it's very, very high in pH. And if you feed plants enough high pH water, whatever you're watering things, unless you gather rainwater, that's magical, and you don't have enough to do any real good with it, just kind of supplemental. Most of us are dealing with a tap or well water. That pH will build up in the soil and it starts to change the chemistry of your soil. As the pH creeps up higher, it locks up the calcium that's actually in the soil and seizes it, doesn't allow the plant to get to it because the pH is just too high. What do? Well, what I do, I'm bypassing the soil. I'm going to give this plant some straight calcium right through the foliage, just like instantaneous. It really is a game changer. Now you can add some calcium at the roots. There's calcium nitrate. You can do that. That's also called calcium sulfate is gypsum. Calcium nitrate is a fertilizer. There's some calcium forms you can throw on there, but the easiest, quite honestly, is just get a bottle of blossom set, get a bottle of yield booster, just spritz once a week, just kind of switch it off and let your plants feed through their foliage. Be a game changer. So it's just kind of some things I'm seeing in my yard. In fact, I'll try to take a picture and throw that through our social media feeds at Waters Garden Zone, just so you can see my gardens. If you want to see my gardens, it's pretty easy. Most of the pictures are from my gardens or the garden center, one of the two, all the pictures. And so eventually, if you follow us, you're going to see all of my gardens. Well, can we come on a tour? Yeah. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever. We're there. YouTube. We have 3.5 million views. People are following us. It's real easy. But I'll try to capture a picture of what that blossom and rot looks like on my tomatoes. But it may be too late, because I've already started giving them yield boosters. So maybe that's going to backfire on me. But anyway,
Waters Garden companion plants for July are hibiscus, purple verbena, crepe myrtle, and sensation maples.
Sensation maples grow fast. The spring leaves erupt with soft reds that quickly mature to a refreshing green for summer-long shade.
Autumn, it unleashes a brilliant display of red leaves.
Where this maple really shines is in the areas with challenging garden soils.
The picture-perfect tree to line driveways or shade a patio.
You'll only find Sensation Maples here at Waters Garden Center in Prescott. For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.